Hi guys, we are back and today we will be doing a fantasy draft. And yeah, we're just going to load this up here. We're going to just use the current rosters and we are going to pick the Toronto Blue Jays just because they are my favorite team. So yeah, we're going to be doing a fantasy draft. We're just going to turn instant trades on just in case if I do this after, I don't want to have to wait a couple days, just get the trades done early. And here we go. So we are picking number 10 overall and we should be able to get a pretty top player up there. So you see first Kershaw, Trout, Cabrera, and then it's us at 10th overall. And here I'm looking through the options, and I see Stanton, I see Goldschmidt, and then I also see some pitchers. Do I want a pitcher first round? I decide against it. So now I'm thinking maybe Buster Posey. Paul Goldschmidt, I was really close to taking Paul Goldschmidt. He has high contact, high power, but I figured first base was the deep enough position, and then I looked at Giancarlo Stanton, and I was like, I can't pass up that power, so I gotta take Stanton. So here we're on to the second round. We're going to be picking 20th in the second round. 21st actually. And here we're going. I decide we need a pitcher, most likely this round. And I see Garrett Cole right there. And also Sonny Gray. Garrett Cole has A potential, so I put the edge a little bit towards him. Then I'm looking at other players. Do I want Edwin Encarnacion to add another power bat? Do I want David Wright with his high contact against lefties? Do I want Simmons or Andrus? Cespedes I was thinking about. Hanley I was thinking about. Ellsbury, wasn't really thinking too much about him, but looked at him. But then I decided Garrett Cole is the best way to go. I need a pitcher. He's going to be the ace of the staff. So we got our star pitcher. We got our star batter. So now I'm just looking for the best overall players. I'm thinking, should I take Matt Latos to get another pitcher? But I'm going along here. So now I'm looking at, do I take Brian Dozier for second? Second's a weak position, or Josh Harrison? Simmons I was thinking about for the defense, for a good shortstop. But then I look at left field, so I'm deciding between Hanley or Justin Upton. I'll go back to Ellsbury and Blackman, but then I'm really just thinking between Upton and Hanley or Ramirez, and I decide to go with Justin Upton because of his high power, high contact, and good fielding. So far the team is Stanton, Upton, and Garrett Cole. So we're on to the fourth round now, picking 21st overall again. And here I decide, there aren't enough top pitchers on the board right there, so I'll pick another batter. I see Freddie Freeman right there. And I look at, there's still a bunch of first basemen left, but I don't know if I could pass on him at this point. Look at second, Kipnis and Scooter Gennett. Manny Machado I was thinking about taking to have a good infield fielding. Eric Ibar, Young Segura. Manny Machado I'm really thinking about taking, but then I decided to take Freddie Freeman to get another good bat at the bench. We're really building good bats at this point. So round 5, I decide we need another pitcher most likely. I see Michael Wacha there, Patrick Corbin, Carlos Carrasco. But I decided to take Michael Wacha to be our second pitcher behind ace Garrett Cole. So now we're on to round 6. I have 3 batters and 2 pitchers. And here we're going again. Look at second. No one really there. Look at third. Thinking about Matt Carpenter perhaps. Shortstop. Thinking about Segura maybe. And then go to left center. I see Billy Hamilton and I'm like, I need a leadoff hitter. So I'm going to take Billy Hamilton. So we got our leadoff hitter in Billy Hamilton and our base steal in Billy Hamilton. So on to round 7 now. So I'm just looking again. First base I already have one. Second, don't really see anything there too appealing for me right now, so I got gonna pass. At third, same thing. But then I look down, Chris Johnson's there. He might take him, and then Iglesias is there for shortstop, and I decide we need some good fielders on this infield, and Iglesias has decent contact. So we go ahead and take Jose Iglesias. On to round 8 now. 21st overall again. I look at pitchers, I decide we need a thirds pitcher, and why not keep going young and taking Yolando Ventura, one of the best young pitchers in the game. So we're on to the next round now, and so it's time to take a reliever. So who it's going to be? It's going to be Calvin Herrera, maybe. And yes, it will be Calvin Herrera. There wasn't really anyone else there that interested me as much, so we're going to take Calvin Herrera. On to round 10 now. Picking 21st overall. In round 10, looking at pitchers. Then we go back to fielders. Already have first. Looking at second, not too much available. There's Javier Baez, Justin from Profar. Then I go to third, and I look at Chris Johnson. Eventually, already have a shortstop. So I don't know what I'm doing there. I go to third, and I look at the third baseman. Not a lot left. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do. But then I look at Chris Johnson, 98 contact against lefties. That guy's a beast against lefties, so I decided to take him. So our team's looking pretty good so far. I decide, should we take another pitcher? Looking at who's available. There's Skaggs there. There's Matt Moore, Wade Miley. Thinking about who to take. And I see righty, righty, righty. So I need a lefty. So I go ahead and take Tyler Skaggs. Alright, on to round 12. We'll be doing 25 rounds of this, by the way. So we're on to round 12. And I'm looking at what we need. And I realize we need a catcher. And the only one I really like available right here. There's a couple, but Wilson Ramos stood out to me. Good batter stats, good defensive stats. So I go ahead and whistle Wilson Ramos for our catcher. So the team's coming together here. We need help in our bullpen, though. And we need help at second base. Isn't too much I like available left. I see Solano down there. Third base, no one really here that can play second. I see Valencia with his high contact, decide to pass. LaStella, high contact, might take him for second base. Jed Gurko might take him for second base. LeMayu, good contact. And then I keep looking at second base. Realize there's not too much left, so I should have took a second baseman a little earlier maybe. And then I'm back in the outfield. Our outfield's set, but there's always room for DHs and such. So Jared Dyson looking, but I just thought I have Billy Hamilton, so there's no point. So I'll go back to relievers, thinking, should I take another reliever at this point? I only have one. Bullpen's a very important part of the game. Look at Pedro Strop, side against it. Closers, all the good ones are gone. So I went and take Jonathan Broxton, another good reliever that we can have in the pen. Now they're around 14 now. And again, we're looking at all the positions available. Ryan Howard, Michael Morse. And then we're still looking at second. We still have to get a second baseman. None of them really appeal to me too much. So I decide, what do I decide here? So I'm just keep looking at second base. Keep looking, scrolling down, realizing none of the names really interest me too much. And going back to the outfield, I still have to find a DH. So I'm thinking, who should I get? Should I take Jared Dyson for the speed off the bench? 99 speed, 99 base running ability, 99 stealing ability. Keep looking through the names, deciding what to do. Let's go back to first. Looking at all the possible DH. Thinking about Mark Reynolds and Michael Morse. I go back to second. I decided to take Donovan Solano because we need a second baseman. He's the one I like the best. Alright, so we're going back to pitchers now. And I'm just looking to see who can be our fifth starter. And I want another young guy to have this young rotation. So I'm looking, there's Drew Hutchinson. And I said to take Drew Hutchinson. Toronto Blue Jays, he's not really an ace, but he's technically started their first game. I would still say Burley or Dickey is their ace. But anyway, I decided to take Drew Hutchinson, 24 years old. See what he can do as the fifth starter. Anyway, we're going back to relievers, seeing what's there. We still need another reliever. We only have two at the moment. So we're just scrolling down the list, looking at who we can take. See Daniel Hudson there. Thinking about maybe taking him. Neil Ramirez I see. And I decided to take Neil Ramirez to be our third reliever. So we're winding down here, 17th round. Have our 5 starters. The pen's coming together. We have most of our position players sorted out. But I go on and take Alan Craig, I believe, with this pick to be our DH. But I'm just scrolling through the names. And I'm thinking LaStella. No, I decided to take LaStella this round. I take Craig the next round, I believe. I'll take LaStella this round. So he's going to split time with Solano. He'll probably be the second baseman. I like his contact variance. He can play second. So I take him. Look at Craig Gentry. Good contact and also good speed, which I was surprised about. So I'm looking at him and thinking, should I take him? Should I take Alan Craig? I decided to take Craig Gentry because good speed and a good bat. Makes for a good pinch hitter, DH, pinch runner. So we're going back to relievers here, thinking we need another reliever, looking through them all. See Brian Wilson there, Heath Bell, John Axford. Then I go to closers, I see Brett Cecil. And I'm thinking, why not take Brett Cecil, a good lefty to the pen. He won't be our closer, it will be Herrera. But Cecil is there as a closer, so I might as well just take him. Alright, so we're on to the next round now. And I realize we need a backup catcher still. Well, I guess we don't take Alan Craig. I don't know why I thought we did. Anyway, he's not there anymore. So I'm just looking through first baseman here. See Yadier Alonso. Ike Davis, Justin Smoke, Jesus Montero. Thought he could play catcher to be the next catcher. It's our backup catcher, but that was not the case. So I'm just looking through the names again. I need to find some backup infielders, backup outfielders, all that. I see Johnny Gomes, Sam Fold for some defense, Colby Rasmus, Anthony Goth I'm thinking about, but I already got Gentry, so probably not. So Colby Rasmus I look back at. No really right fielders, so I'd take Colby Rasmus for a left-handed bat off the bench that can play center field and pretty decent defense. So I'm going back to relievers now. See Brian Wilson, Brian Matzes. I just have to take Matzes, I believe, because he's 28, decently young-ish. And I need another bullpen piece. Alright, so 22nd round now, so we're really winding out the team. I'm thinking, do I need to draft a 6th starter and a long reliever? I'm just looking at the names of who I could take. I see some that I like, but I don't believe I take one right now. Just look at the names. You saw them all. Going back to relievers, I have 5 right now, so I need one more reliever and then a long reliever. So I'm just looking at who could be this last one. Tommy Malone could do both of those jobs. Another lefty, Valverde, Farnsworth, McGowan. Who doesn't? Esmil Rogers could technically be a long reliever for us. Spot starter Malone I'm thinking about. And then I go up. Jim Johnson decided, will he return to form with this team? I guess we'll wait and see. So round 23 now. We need a backup catcher still, so I'm just looking about who we could take. I'm thinking about taking Jeff Mathis maybe, but then I scroll down a little further, and who do I see? Christian Vasquez, young and becoming catcher of good fielding ratings. That's all I want out of a backup catcher, is a catcher that can field. Don't expect him to hit very well, so I go ahead and take Christian Vasquez. Maybe we can develop him to something more. So we got 5 starters. We have our relievers, so we need one more starter to be our long reliever out of the pen. So I'm just looking, who can it be? And I believe I decided to take Daniel Norris just because why not get a young developing pitcher to pitcher the pen the first year, maybe move to the rotation the next year if we end up making a trade. So that's it for pitchers. So we got one more spot to fill, one more bat off the bench. I'm deciding who it will be. We already have outfielders, so I'm just thinking, but then I realized I don't need an outfielder. I need an infielder, and I believe I go off a first baseman here. I see Michael Franco down there, and I'm thinking, do we need Franco? Do we need Michael? I decide against it because we already have a backup third. Look at Alonso, decent ratings. I'm thinking about Alonso, Montero, Morrison, Pacheco. I'm thinking about all these guys, Singleton, Corey Hart, Garrett Jones, and I decide to go with Yadier Alonso because of his contact ratings. So that's the draft, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you guys later.